I thought this was really interesting because my two reactions were, on one hand, I was like, oh man, this really like, cheapens this art form and makes it, this feels a little soulless. And then on the other hand, I was like, well, if you can provide a tool to people to create their ideas without being inhibited by being unable to learn how to code for whatever reason, what is good and bad about this? And that's basically what we talked about for like 20, 30 minutes. I always wanted because I feel like it's in the vein of this conversation of something like AI just pumping out video games automatically. This is sort of similar to that. It's like still a prompt, still a human idea, but somebody sitting at a computer and making games in a very different way and potentially sacrificing some of what they have in their mind because they aren't able to meticulously edit and understand the code.
Here, can I get the Telestrator?
Yeah.
You can kick it off.
Look, my answer to this is I'm not a coder, so I haven't tried vibe coding. I don't know the difference. And my understanding is that the games that have been made so far are pretty slop. One of them I know made it was like MMO flying game. This guy, he made, I don't know, but he has a big audience. Dude, he made it. It made a lot of money. It was making like 100K a week or so. It was like printing money. And it was like, I tried it. It was really sloppy, but it was like, kid could play. You're playing it. I'm playing. So there could be potential there. Right now, as a gamer, I see such a drastic gulf between it. Just has, there's so many issues and edge cases that come up that you don't get fixed that I think it's kind of crap. But
during the segment where we were recording, Zipper tried to make a game using ChatGPT, and he successfully made a tiny game where you control a profile picture of me that eats hamburgers, which were yellow dots, and every time you fed it a hamburger, the score went up by 1 million. And so within the span of us having the conversation, that was crafted.
That's what they made Red Dead Redemption too. It's the same thing.
Yes, sir.
So vibe coding, this was coined recently by Andre Carpathia, actually, who's the leader of Tesla. And so basically it's what you're saying. It's just letting AI do all the coding. And that's been the slow transition that everybody's going through over the past 2 years since ChatGPT came out. So for people who are not programmers, every programmer now, asterisk, almost every single programmer is using AI extensively. And it's so unbelievably helpful for so many tasks. And that doesn't mean that the entire project is done by AI. It means that you are figuring out the outline, you're deciding what things to do, and then you say, oh, now that this is defined, AI, can you do this for me? So you are building the structure, you're thinking through what it is, but then you're directing the AI like you would a junior engineer at a software company, and you're saying, okay, I'll go through the logistics of making this work. And you still then, senior engineer, would review what they're doing. And because there's going to be problems, there's going to be lots of issues, you have to review things. It doesn't always work. But that's the idea, and it saves a lot of time. I do this all the time. With vibe coding, it's getting to a point now where you do not need to ever code or review code. So that ratio of like, oh, it's helping you as an assistant with all these things is becoming like 100% as opposed to it's 50% of the code or something like that. So with regards to games specifically, I guess to summarize that, AI is getting good enough to do this now, and it's improving rapidly. Every few weeks, there's a new model, which is even better programming. So this is very much a thing that is happening.